Hi everyone, my name's Eimear. When it came to choosing what I should speak about today, I find it difficult. However, I've chosen to speak about the experience which I feel has impacted me the most. On the 5th of June 2021, just 2 weeks after my best friend Darla's 16th birthday, I received a message from a friend I hadn't heard from in a while. Immediately I felt something wasn't right. When I read the message, I didn't hesitate to ring my friend. I felt my stomach drop when she told me what had happened. Darla had unexpectedly died in her sleep the previous night, just hours after we had spent the day together eating ice cream and walking on the beach. Losing Darla wasn't my first experience of loss. However, I feel this has changed me the most as a person, partly because she had such an important place in my life. I hope we are all lucky enough to have a friend like Darla, a friend who you can completely be yourself around, a friend who you can spend hours with laughing about everything and anything, and a friend who supports you no matter what. The months following Darla's death were the hardest I've lived through, but Darla passing away completely changed my perspective. Every day we hear the phrase, life's too short, but I don't think it's possible to understand until you've witnessed it firsthand. Darla inspired me to stop worrying about other people's opinions of me, partly because I think she's one of the weirdest people I've ever met, but also the funniest. Her sense of humour and unique view of the world is what those around her love most about her. Despite the fact that going through grief was one of the most painful experiences of my life, I tried to find the silver linings. From the day Darla passed away, I decided I had to honour her memory and live the rest of my life for the both of us. This experience motivated me to stop fearing the worst in every situation and focus on the positive aspects. I truly believe if I hadn't gone through this experience, I wouldn't have had the courage to apply to a programme like Friends Forever. In fact, the prospect of speaking in front of an audience would have seemed terrifying to me. However, because of this fear, I would have missed out on so many opportunities and I wouldn't have met so many amazing people. Although this experience taught me a lot, I wouldn't wish the heartache or devastation of losing a friend on anyone, especially so suddenly and at such a young age. Nobody was ever able to diagnose the cause behind Darla's death, which is why I feel so passionate about protecting young lives, especially from causes which are so easily preventable. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to speak about an issue which has led to the loss of so many young people. In 2020, gun violence became the leading cause of death among people aged 17 and under in the US. This means every day 3 kids just like Darla are taken too soon. 3 mothers left brokenhearted and 3 best friends are left with questions unanswered. This is so devastating, especially because these deaths are so easily preventable with the help of stricter gun laws. Although I myself am not American, witnessing the loss of countless lives full of potential is a loss to us all, and I feel the need to speak out. Simple solutions such as limiting access to guns can help save so many lives. For example, at this point in time, if one wishes to obtain a gun in many states, they aren't required to have any kind of license, background checks, or mental health assessments before doing so, which I feel is a careless mistake. I can't emphasise enough that I truly don't believe that many people who campaign for the right to carry a gun do not wish harm upon others, only to feel protected themselves. However, from an outside perspective, as an Irish person, I feel so much safer knowing that the person I'm walking past on the street is 99% less likely to be carrying a gun than I would knowing that I have a gun accessible to me if put in the position. I'm sure we have all heard the phrase, guns don't kill, people do. While I recognise there's some truth in this, statistics don't lie. In the US, you're 49% more likely to be murdered due to gun violence than any other developed nation. To many people, they feel as though taking the right away to bear arms is limiting their freedom. However, I feel that in order to fix the root of this problem, we have to try and change this perspective. The right to own a gun is not a political issue, but an issue of public health and safety. In order to make a change, the culture around guns needs to be one that promotes safety around firearms, for example. One way of doing so is by holding gun manufacturers accountable for the fatal misuse of their products and by holding them liable for their part in that transaction. As well as this, helping communities to feel safe from the effects of gun violence is an important aspect. Part of this also includes providing support for young people who have experienced trauma, which may cause them to act irrationally and cause harm upon themselves or others as a result. This means investing in the health and well-being of young people who have become victims of gun violence. For example, the survivors of school shootings, especially due to the fact that 220 school shootings occurred in 2020 alone in your home country. While I recognise that this is a controversial topic, I think it's important to gain perspective on this issue. So many innocent lives have been taken which could have been protected through the use of simple solutions. With the help of stricter gun laws, so many children, just like my best friend Darla, would have had the opportunity to keep growing up and fulfilling their potential. We have to allow young people to feel safe in their day-to-day lives. I hope I have had some effect on your way of thinking. Thank you for listening.